Hello and welcome to a brand new series that I've decided to create. This series is called History from Above. Obviously we're going to do things from up there this time, well, as much as we can anyway. So I'm at a place called the Valley of the Mills, which is sandwiched between the villages of Dyserth and Trelawnyd here in North Wales. And as you can see behind me, there's tons of industrial history in this area. So let's dive straight in and go and have a look at our first point of interest. So I wanted to get the drone up straight away, but as you can see there's sheep in this field, and at this time of year they may be carrying young for lambing in the spring, so I didn't want to send the drone over and start worrying the sheep. You can see in this picture that there is a rather kind of bland looking stone building. This is Ffynnon Asa, a natural spring, and it produces 4 million gallons of water every day. Now I've got the drone up, you can see how much water this spring produces. It does feed Dyserth waterfall, but it's only half the story, as you'll see in a minute. This is all that remains of Ffynnon Fawr, which in English means big or great mill. It was a grain mill producing flour. It had the largest water wheel of all the mills in this area at the time. Looking down into the wheel pit, we can just about make out 3 remaining oak wood spokes. I would just like to draw your attention to the white cottage in the background to the left of the mill. Initially I thought that this may have been the mill workers' cottage. It still exists today as a private residence, and the owner informed me that it was at one time a farm cottage, and that it existed long before the mill was built and had no connections with the mill itself. We can see here that by 1923 the mill was abandoned. Now let's take a look downstream. In this picture we can see Ffynnon Fawr, the mill we've just visited. In the foreground is a waterfall, and to the bottom left we can see another water wheel. A bird's eye view clearly shows that the curved stonework splits the waterfall in two. This would have been the head race for our next mill. Ffynnon Fawr, or Little Mill, was also a grain mill and produced flour. I could only find one image of this mill, and it does look like it's no longer in use. Unfortunately, I can't provide a date for this picture. As I said earlier, Ffynnon Asa provides Dyserth waterfall with the majority of its water. Here we can see another stream from Trelawnyd joining the watercourse. It's at this point we can start calling it Afon Ffynnon, or in English, the River Ffynnon. In 1869, a railway branch line was opened between the town of Prestatyn and Dyserth to transport the stone out of the Dyserth quarry to the main line. The landowner of Marian Mills at the time wanted to encourage the railway company to continue the line up to Marian Mills, and even went as far as building infrastructure, as we can see here. Grove Mill was built in 1815 and was a flour mill. The mill closed in 1912 and then reopened in 1920. This closure was presumably brought about by the Great War. It finally closed for good in around 1925. Now we're looking into the wheel pit. The flat stone wall would have been called the head. Where the stone arch is the head race that fed the wheel with water. On this mill, the head race came through a culvert. Look to where the red bricks are on the gable end of the building. This is where the water wheel axle bearings would have been. Here we are at the end of the River Fiddium. There's more to this story and I will investigate this on future videos, so stay tuned. There's thousands of visitors to this area every year and I can't help but wonder how many of them actually know the history behind the waterfall. So in the usual way, that concludes this video. I hope you've enjoyed watching it. If you have, please give me a thumbs up, hit that little thumbs up icon, and if you've not already, subscribe to the channel because I will be making more videos like this in the near future. So as always, thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one.